U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said there was enormous evidence that the coronavirus originated from a Wuhan laboratory, further stoking tensions with Beijing. Mr. Pompeo also said that this was not the first time that Chinese lab failures had allowed a deadly virus to escape and endanger the world. It comes as U.S. health authorities confirmed more than 1.1 million infections with at least 68,000 deaths. The Secretary of State told ABC News, "There's enormous evidence that that's where this began. We've said from the beginning that this was a virus that originated in Wuhan, China. We took a lot of grief for that from the outset. But I think the whole world can see now. Remember, China has a history of infecting the world, and they have a history of running substandard laboratories." He added, "These are not the first times that we've had a world exposed to viruses as a result of failures in a Chinese lab." Last Thursday, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence said that it regarded the coronavirus as a natural phenomenon. The agency said in a statement, "The intelligence community concurs with the wide scientific consensus that the COVID-19 virus was not man-made or genetically modified." The statement undercuts a popular conspiracy theory that the virus was developed in a Wuhan laboratory. A less conspiratorial theory holds that naturally occurring bat coronaviruses being studied at a Wuhan lab may have been unintentionally spread outside of the building due to lax biosecurity protocols. The intelligence community report did not rule out the possibility of accidental escape of pathogens. Mr. Pompeo's remarks echo those made by the U.S. President last week. Donald Trump told journalists that he had seen evidence that the coronavirus started in the Wuhan virology laboratory, but refused to reveal his sources. He said, "Yes, I have. Yes, I have," when asked if he had been privy to information that showed the virus originating in the Wuhan virology laboratory. Mr. Trump also said that the U.S. would seek reparations from China, threatening to impose tariffs of $1 trillion on Beijing in retribution for the pandemic. The Chinese government denied all responsibility for the origins of the killer virus. Beijing said that any claims the coronavirus was released from a laboratory were unfounded and purely fabricated out of nothing. The Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhang Shuang cited the institute's director, Yuan Jiming, as saying the lab strictly implements biosecurity procedures that would prevent the release of any pathogen. The Secretary of State continued his attack by alleging that China did everything it could to cover up the outbreak. He characterized Beijing's response as a classic communist disinformation effort by silencing medical professionals and removing reporters to limit the spread of information on the virus. He told ABC, "We can confirm that the Chinese Communist Party did all that it could to make sure that the world didn't learn in a timely fashion about what was taking place. Instead, China behaved like authoritarian regimes do, attempted to conceal and hide and confuse. These are the kind of things that have now presented this enormous crisis, an enormous loss of life and tremendous economic cost, all across the globe."